All right, everyone. What is up? Welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, giving you commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my reviews on night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania 38. Great weekend. Awesome weekend. But for now, let's get started with SmackDown live tonight from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, brought to you by Papa John's. Let's get started. We opened it up the show with KB interviewing Ronda Rousey. And Rousey technically did make Charlotte Flair tap out, but not when the ref saw it. So tonight, after the defeat, Charlotte was challenged to an I Quit match. Now, if you have watched me weeks before WrestleMania, I said that in my opinion, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair should have a submission match, but they're gonna have a I Quit match at WrestleMania Backlash. Why do they just call it Backlash? But either way, it's still cool. Moving forward, I think this would make a great match. We didn't get a submission match at WrestleMania, but to get an I Quit match between two women who are known for their submission holds, that would be a great match to happen. Also, how many times have we heard the B word in less than 4 months? It's already April. How many B words did we hear? If someone decides to do a compilation, it would be a 5 minute one because we've heard a few B words this year. Sheesh. In the words of Pat McAfee, our first match of the evening is Fight Night, baby. Yes, tonight we got Butch, who is known as Pete Dunne. And with all due respect, some of you will agree with this, some of you may not, but I liked him better as just Pete Dunne. Why in the world do you change him to Butch? Just why do you have to mess him up? Stuff like this is why people are afraid. This is why people like Tommaso Ciampa may never come to SmackDown or Raw because Lord knows when you bring greats from NXT to SmackDown or Raw, you change them into something strange. There's a saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So tonight we had Butch versus Xavier Woods because Butch, Ridge, and Sheamus got the victory over New Day at WrestleMania. Sorry, I didn't call that. But either way, moving forward, Butch had a match with Xavier, which he controlled most of because as he was in NXT, I always used to call Pete the finger snapper. And Butch, well, he's still Pete Dunne to me, is still the finger snapping wrestler. He loves to snap fingers just like Shayna Baszler has a fetish for just snapping whatever she can get her hands upon. Either way, despite the fact that Butch took control, no. On this channel, we're going to call him Pete Dunne, for God's sakes. Pete Dunne took control with his ridiculous gimmick now, but he took control of the match, and despite that, Xavier Woods, should I say King Woods, got the victory. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I would love to see Big E Langston come back to take on all three of the guys, and it can be trio versus trio. But healing a neck injury takes a while, so we got to see what happens. Hope to see Big E soon. But in the meantime, it's 2-on-3. Now let's get to a couple of small interesting things that happened on tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. First and foremost, we saw the debut of Gunter Walter, whatever the heck his name is. I don't know what the helicopter, which one you want to do. But either way, Gunter Walter made his debut on SmackDown because one of his allies stood and introduced him. Now, the last time we saw Gunter, he was having, I can't believe I am following this crap, the new name I'm speaking of. But Gunter, just all this mixture. Just, God is not the God of confusion. Either way, moving forward, Gunter had a match, an incredible match with Braun Breaker earlier this week on NXT, and it was a good one. Braun Breaker became one of the only people to defeat Gunter. The other person was Drew McIntyre, who pinned Walter at Survivor Series, and Ivy Dragunov I hope I said his name correctly, who defeated Walter by submission at NXT TakeOver 36. But either way, Gunter came in and he was a warm up match against a jobber. And funny thing was, Walter pinned him just like Rhea Ripley has gotten into a habit of pinning her fellow opponents. And Rhea's pinfall, let's just say Rhea's pinfall lately has been quite interesting. I'm just going to leave it there. But either way, Gunter made short work of the jobber, Alonzo. I think I said his name correctly. And let me just say, I think Roman Reigns has competition. Now, I don't think Walter is going to dethrone the tribal chief, but I think he has a big match waiting to happen. Gunter and Roman Reigns are a match. That's going to be interesting. Walter did not get on the plane from Florida to come to Milwaukee alone. On that plane ride, thankfully it was not the plane ride from hell, but on that plane ride was also Raquel Gonzalez, whom KB accidentally called Rodriguez. Accidents happen. I've had mine also. But either way, Raquel is on SmackDown. SmackDown's tallest goddess is now here, and in my opinion, she will be the future SmackDown Women's Champion. As for Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, back away, guys. This woman is not in the mood to have cute moments and kiss cams. She's here to do what the fans came to see us do, which is kick butt, not kiss around. Corey and Carmelo. But either way, moving forward, Raquel Gonzalez is future SmackDown Tag Team Champion. Not Tag Team, I'm sorry. Future SmackDown Champion. I bet you that. Make no mistake about it. So, let's move on. Had a couple of small things. A lot of small stuff happened tonight. But one of the things that happened was Sami Zayn's mouth got him in trouble again. He said he felt embarrassed and he has lost his respect. And so he said, the next person that comes across that door, I'm going to face him. And I knew, as God is my witness, I knew Drew McIntyre was going to be the one to walk past that curtain or past the door. And lo and behold, it was Drew. And the match was very short-lived because Sami Zayn kept running away the entire time. First time he ran off, Drew McIntyre went to drag his Canadian butt, in the words of Pat McAfee, into the ring. But he ran again, and this time Sami Zayn escaped from the crowd. However, Sami Zayn will be forced to face Drew McIntyre next week, and there won't be any running whatsoever. First off, great new barricade. Love the new digital barricades. I forgot to say it at WrestleMania, but love the new digital barricades. It's awesome. Now, before I go any further, let me just say, Baby Yoshi, that was the funniest comment you ever left me ever. That I never laughed so hard. Your comment was pinned, by the way, but it was just hilarious. I'm glad you survived and they took you off life support and you lived. I'm glad Magic Mike's jokes didn't kill you. First of all, I never thought I'd be so happy to see Magic Mike Moss in my life. I may not even call him Magic Mike anymore because he is officially a babyface. Because he is tired. You know how you have people that use you. Magic Mike and, well, should I say Madcap Moss, because I'm starting to like the guy now. Madcap, Magic Mike, however you want to call him, is in WWE what Warlow is in AEW. A person that, an assistant who is tired of their bully boss. You have Magic Mike getting tired of Baron Corbin, Donkey Corbin. You have Warlow, who is tired of MJF in AEW. And then you have to remember The Miz and Alex Riley in 2011. I became a huge fan of Alex Riley in 2011, and then he just disappeared, did a little work in NXT, and then we didn't see him as much. But I was really getting into Alex Riley when he got tired of The Miz, by the way. And I also love that Say It to My Face theme. That theme is awesome to this very day. Downstate, you rule. They also did Cody Rhodes' theme. But either way, glad to see Magic Mike and Baron Corbin are no longer a thing. I think I might just like Mad Cat Moss after tonight because he's babyface now. We're all sick and tired of Corbin. Just a boss you want to punch in the face. Also, Lacey Evans is back on SmackDown with a very inspirational segment talking about her testimony, her story in the past. To anyone who's ever overcame that kind of stuff and been through that stuff with mental health and seeing people act the fool with drinking, alcohol addiction, drug addiction. For those of you, if anyone is here watching this and you have survived that, you have my utmost applause and you have my utmost respect. And no disrespect to Roman Reigns, but I acknowledge you for overcoming your past. Earlier, I mentioned Walter doing the Rhea Ripley pinfall. However, speaking of Rhea Ripley was not here to support Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan was able to get a victory over Sasha Banks tonight as she was trying to get some momentum from Monday night. They lost Monday, she got momentum tonight. But I can't believe I'm a little angry with myself because I did not point out, and I'm supposed to do this, but I did not point out the fact that Sasha Banks and Naomi are the first black women to be tag team women's champion. That is awesome. Say it with me. Unity! I said I'd never do that again. But either way, let's get to the last part of the night with the tribal chief coming out and saying what's next for him. Now, what's next for Roman Reigns is that the Usos are going to challenge RK Bro for the Raw Tag Team Championships so that they can own all the gold. The bloodline can own all the gold. But Roman Reigns is not without a challenger because Shinsuke Nakamura came in and was given an awkward hug that had Shinsuke feeling uncomfortable before getting a double super kick to the face. What this means is while the Usos will be challenging RK Bro, Shinsuke Nakamura will be challenging Roman Reigns. I'm actually very glad to see this because it seems like we have forgotten how great Shinsuke Nakamura is. Keep in mind, this is a former NXT champion. This is a man that defeated Samoa Joe, the Destroyer, who is now in AEW and just the other night defeated a John Cena and Bull wannabe. I mean, who let the copycat John Cena on the AEW, but he got choked out by Samoa Joe. Either way, moving forward, we forgot how great Shinsuke Nakamura is. This is a man that defeated Samoa Joe, had a 5-star match with Sami Zayn at NXT TakeOver Dallas many years ago in 2016. This is also a man that, like I said, is former NXT champion and Royal Rumble winner and had a great match and a great rivalry with AJ Styles. So, let's get Shinsuke back to the high quality guy that he used to be. That's all I'm saying. What do you think about tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm your host, Daniel Cody. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because, fun fact, I have 88 likes and I am that leaves me 12 likes away from reaching 100. So I really love if you guys help me do that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of tonight's broadcast and of this channel. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and that's all the time I got for you today. I'll see you next time.